Well, hello there. My name is Michael Keith Mendenhall, and this is my knife. Now, we're going to talk about Uber and Lyft driving today. So, if you want to pay attention, then do so. Before we get started, I just wanted to say happy birthday to my little tiny nephew. He's adorable. He's 2 years old now. He just turned 2 on the 7th. And just happy birthday, little dude. Little dude. If you don't know what Uber and Lyft are, they're basically taxi services using people's cell phones. And you order one and the closest one comes and gets you. And the Uber and Lyft drivers are just regular people that put up a part-time job as Uber and Lyfting. So it's a good service. They're cheaper than taxis and it's amazing. So go look them up. I'll put my referral code right there for Uber. Use it and you probably get something. And I also get something. So go and use it. Alright, so in order to become an Uber and Lyft driver, there are certain requirements that you have to reach in order to actually become a driver. So they're both very similar how to apply to the actual job. And so basically, you just go onto their website, click become a driver, and then fill out an application. But before you do that, just watch this video and see if you meet all the requirements without just doing all the paperwork. Because I did the paperwork first, and I didn't meet the requirements a couple months ago. And now I have, so now I know how everything works. So, yeah. So requirements, number 1. You have to be 21 years of age, and so I didn't know that, and so when I applied last time, they wouldn't let me become a driver because I wasn't 21. So 21. Second, you need to have a driver's license that's valid, and you had to have it for at least 1 year prior to starting the job. So if you've had it for 2 years, 3 years, whatever, just make sure it's past the year mark since you first got your license. Alright, you also need to pass their background check, and pretty much just, if you're not a criminal, you'll pretty much pass it. You also have to pass a driver background check with the DMV, I think. So you pretty much just put all your information into it, and Uber and Lyft handles all of that. You just have to fill in the application. There's also one last requirement, and that is your vehicle, and we'll talk about that now. Now, vehicle requirements, they require a little bit of attention. You can get a whole list and go into their website and make sure your vehicle actually fits their requirements, depending on each app. So usually you need a 2006 model or newer of a vehicle. I have a 2015 Jeep Renegade, so I'm perfectly fine. Check that off. So it needs to have 4 doors. So you need the driver door, the passenger door, the back seat doors. You can't have 3, you can't have 2.5. It needs to have 4, or else the vehicle doesn't qualify. The 2 big things are it needs to be registered in your name and it must have insurance, because if it doesn't, then you can't do it anyways, and you probably should get that taken care of. Now, there's a bunch of other requirements, like you have to have seat belts for all 5 seats inside of the car. There's like make sure your brakes work, everything else that doesn't really matter. But the biggest thing is have a clean car, because if you have a dirty car, you're not going to get 5 stars, and if you get below a certain amount of stars, then you'll get fired from the app. That's not fun. So my big camera's having a little bit of a problem right now, and I'm gonna let it sleep. I'm gonna let it sleep because it's being a douchebag. You douchebag of a camera. So if you meet the requirements, if your vehicle meets those requirements, and yes, you should probably go check on the app just to make sure, or the website, to make sure that your vehicle and you actually fit the requirements. But if you do, then go out and fill out the applications. They take a little bit of time, but after you've done that, then Uber will send you a message saying it's in background check area, and if you pass, they'll send you a message. If you fail, they'll send you a message, but it should be pretty quick. Mine was in like 3 hours. Some people have waited like a week, but that's Uber. Lyft, however, you fill out some forms with Lyft, and then they send you a message saying, hey, when would you like to set up an appointment with a Lyft driver, an experienced Lyft driver? Pretty much, they go to your house and or other place that you like put in the address, and they meet you somewhere, and you just talk, and they make sure you have your they check your driver's license, they check your check your registration, and they check your insurance, and they check your vehicle, do a little spot inspection. Then I think you go on a drive. I actually have not been on my Lyft appointment. It's tomorrow at like 1:30. But, whew. Anyways, yeah, Lyft differs in a way because they actually care about who's driving the vehicles, and they make sure after the background check, well, actually before the background check, because the background check is after the Lyft driver does their thing, which is weird to me because I feel like you should have to pass background check before they send a Lyft driver out to see you in case you're crazy. But it's another step inside of the whole step of Lyft drivery versus Uber because they actually care about their customers and don't let drug dealers and other things that haven't been caught yet to actually drive you around. So, this is Michael Mendenhall saying Lyft is probably a safer site. Go use Lyft. Either way, I'll have my Lyft and my Uber, or just my Uber if I don't have my Lyft. I know I have my Uber. Referral codes. If you're interested in Uber, go use those codes. I think you get like $20 free. I get $20 once you use it, and it's an amazing, amazing opportunity for this community to grow together. After you've done all that, after you've been appreciated, then you hop into your car, you click the go online now, and then you wait forever for someone to actually click on your thing. It's not actually clicking on your thing, they click, I need a ride, and if you're in the vicinity, then you get their ride, which is awesome. Like yesterday, it took me 10 minutes to get to a place, took 20 minutes to get to their destination, so 30 minutes overall, made $18 and some change. If you could do that once an hour, you're making a pretty decent wage. So would I recommend it? I didn't get shot yet, but I do recommend bringing one of these. New videos Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and one random video just like today's video all week at any time, any day. It could be at Sunday 8:01 p.m. if I didn't already redo the first one, because sometimes I'm a little late.